Okay, guys, there we go. Fixing my microphone in the big 2.6, okay? But anyways, you knew it was gonna happen. You knew that Idubbbz was gonna fuck up again like he always does. It's a case study on the kind of people who have never learned or quite honestly have been changed by two types of things. And this is scientifically proven, backed by true American patriots. Stop. Oh, two things that contribute to this type of archetype that we're going to talk about in Idubbbz is one, the idea that you can never be wrong about anything, and two, the idea that if anyone has an opinion that differs from you, well, then it must be because they're a bad person. They're an evil, bad person. So here we got a guy, Dread Anon, on Twitter. He says, rat-like countenance, blames others for own miserable failures, plans amount to nothing, betrays allies over petty grievances, slavishly devoted to someone who doesn't seem to like him at all, easily defeated in a one-on-one fight, lives in a filthy cellar. Idubbbz is Skaven or Skaven. The emphasis on his teeth and his eyebrows, bro. Oh my goodness. Was he always a rat? But anyways, this comes in reaction to a tweet by Kiwi Farms that says, locale of the year for 2025 is Anissa and Idubbbz. 5,000 experts voted in a first of its kind ranked choice and determined with a nearly 1,000 first choice lead should win. Pirate Software comes second, followed by Hassan. Congratulations. Brother. How many votes did this get? 2,039 final votes for Mr. and Mrs. Anissa Jomha, followed by 977 votes for Pirate Software. The gap between these two is insurmountable, which honestly, yeah, it is deserved for all the shit that these two have done. But what I really want to focus on here, right here, okay. Okay, so this was recent. From Rock Solid, the humiliation ritual never stops. Idubbbz's wife tells us why she doesn't want to have kids with him. All right, here we go.
Fascinating, because like if I look at you, even in like the viewfinder, extremely masculine chin, which is also why I like the buzz cut, because it like emphasizes your chin and your like heavy brow. Like I would argue you have one of the most, part of the reason why I don't want to have a child with you.
Oh shit. No. Stop right there. See, what should happen after this point is divorce immediately. The reason why I don't want to have kids with you. By the way, this is the same woman who cannot stop mentioning Hassan's penis at every fucking turn, okay? Anytime she has the opportunity to glaze Hassan Piker, she fucking takes that opportunity. Yet somehow on a podcast, which it doesn't matter how much you try to hide it away from your detractors or people who scrutinize you, when this gets out, imagine having a podcast to your thousands of detractors and maybe tens of followers. Your wife lets out and explains to you, to your face, why she doesn't want to have kids with you. From the jump, this is why, nose ring theory applies. The blue hair feminist thing applies. You can never be with such a woman and have a good life, right? You can't raise a family on that shit. You can't fucking have instilled family values. You can't have the presence of a good father or whatever. You can't have a normal life because someone like this comes along and just casually tells you why your genes should not pass on to the next generation once you perish. She needs to explain to you why you should not have kids by your side at your deathbed or carrying your casket, because she explains basically, it's because your facial features give me the ick. That's basically all it amounts to.
Part of the reason why I don't want to have a child with you is because I'm terrified if we have a girl that she's gonna have all your masculine features.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't
that interesting? Yeah, Idubbbz, it is so interesting. Stop acting like the tough guy, like, it would bother you guys if your wife would say that to you, but I'm a tough guy, it doesn't affect me. No, you have a problem if your spouse is telling this to you, bro. And here's the thing. Also, I like how Anissa says, where is it?
The reason why I don't want to have a child with you is because I'm terrified if we have a girl that she's gonna have all your masculine features.
So let me get this straight. It would terrify Anissa more that she has Idubbbz's features. God forbid you look like your father or your mother, right? But no, that's not the scary part. The scary part should be you don't have kids or you don't have a legacy, right? Having a child, having children, your own family is one of life's greatest joys in the world, you know? And it's not taken away from other families too. Like if you have adoption, that if that's a calculation, if that's the math in your family, I'm not discounting you. But the idea the idea that it terrifies your spouse more that she looks like you because you look ugly. I mean, she calls him masculine, but she also says it in a negative connotation. She's like, I don't want you to have a massive fucking like dick chin for my kids. It's like, bro, this is why the Bible teaches. This is why you say do not share pearls with swine, okay? Because again, this applies here. Someone like Anissa and Idubbbz couldn't possibly understand, even if they gave it a second thought, they couldn't possibly understand that the joy and the mere importance of having a family overrides what you think gives you the ick or what you think doesn't pass the vibe check. Right? Here's the problem. Anissa, how could you claim to be a good person when you're so unbelievably vain, right? You finna tell me, bro, I'm scared my child's gonna look ugly. What kind of a parent actually says this? First of all, I mean, let's be real. The beauty is in creation. It's in life. Everyone knows, yes, babies. Some babies look absolutely perfect and some of them look wrinkly and they have some stuff going on. That's not the point. The point is that life, beauty, creation is beautiful, right? There is beauty to be found in creating something that came out of you and your husband. You both joined together to create this beautiful specimen that is a part of you, you know? It has part of you and it has part of your spouse. The fact that you're thinking, what if my child is ugly? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? But honestly, to be honest, these two deserve each other, okay? You know what? They probably took one for the team. So they took each other out. You know, a negative cancels a negative and becomes a positive, right? So that these two people don't have to bamboozle other innocent people potentially. Like say if you get married to the wrong person, you're not actually affecting two people, the two people involved. You're hurting more people, right? I'm so glad that these two found each other because honestly, number one, like I said in the past, these two would be horrible parents. But even if they wanted to have kids, it's, well, number one, they don't want to have kids with each other, so that's fine. Which kind of makes it funny that Idubbbz was talking in his last video, talking about the trolls or whatever, that he was like, if Anissa and I have kids together, and then it finally turns out, oh, I don't want kids with you. But guess what everyone on the block is talking about? Everybody knows that if Hassan offered himself to be a weenie juice donor, or God forbid, you know, because, you know, this marriage is terrible, you know, leaves Idubbbz for him. Not that he'd ever go for her. I don't know. Maybe he is crazy enough to do that. Maybe he's retarded. Maybe he's retarded enough to do that. But you know she would want to have his kids. But it's this kind of liberalism therapy speak where she kind of has to let you down slowly while she's fucking twisting the knife in you, explaining to you, and again, therapy speak, why it's a good thing that she won't have kids with you. It's very disturbing stuff, folks. It's really disgusting. You know? But here, let's look at the comment section because it's absolutely... I bet you there's no mercy in here. Oh shit, I haven't even read this comment and donut operator fucking... Okay, here we go. I guess all those content cop videos came with karmic retribution from the form of an abusive, ugly woman. Hey, Idubbbz, remember that one time you called me a pussy? Well, you can't say he doesn't deserve it. That's the thing, too. I want to be so mad at Anissa. And I want to be like, you are such a horrible person. Like, how could you even say that? But then, you know, I have to snap back out of it because it's like, oh, wait a minute. She's saying this to Idubbbz. It makes perfect sense now. Trust me, fellas, the I can save her, I can change her meme does not work, okay? You need to run for the hills if you ever encounter a woman like this. I don't want kids because they will have your ugly ass cuck face. Dude. See, this is the type of reaction that elicits from me. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? This seems incredibly abusive. I'm shocked she's saying shit like this in public. I feel bad for him. And number 2, the zoom in on this thick masculine brows for the male expression, they are neutral, not too bushy. So a female offspring would have fine, great brows. People always be like what zero pussy does to a motherfucker. But I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker, and it's much worse. Oh, God, man. It is so bad, dude. And again, and just in case you have the temptation of saying to me or to anyone else who reports on this or comments on this, well, what the fuck do you care? It's not your fucking marriage. Why do you give a shit? Keep in mind, these people have made contributions or they have done us the disservice of letting us know what they think about relationships and dating. So don't come at me acting like you're like, oh, well, why do you care? These people put their opinion out, so shut the fuck up. We can criticize it. We can laugh at it because it's fucking disgusting, fucking bullshit, okay? And Idubbbz is a cuck. You don't know the amount of delusion you have to go through to try to convince yourself and then try to convince other people that you're stronger than the average normal guy for taking this level of abuse. Like a cuck that's the differentiating factor here. Cucks like Idubbbz know what's being said, but they feel no shame for it. And they feel like they're a better man than you for apparently taking it up the ass. If your spidey senses are tingling, it's like, hey, this is a bad situation. It's like, yeah, you're not wrong for thinking that. Of course you're not. No. These two have to be the saddest, ugliest, most insufferable humans I've seen in my life. Whenever their faces pop up on my Twitter, I get sick to my stomach. Cack, this dude is the biggest cuck. Nothing we can call him could be worse than this. Honestly. And it's like the worst punishment has been delivered like to him by him. His own choices led him here. Actually genuinely sad to see one of my goats from a decade ago get absolutely disrespected by his own woman to his face and do absolutely nothing. Man, this shit just sucks. I hate seeing a white man down bad like this. This shit just sucks. What? And I can't stress this enough. The fuck. This is actively worse than being a virgin incel. Yes, Idubbbz, you'll never be able to answer this question honestly or convincingly with any merit or whatsoever. But why would you ever make fun of people and call them incels when you go through more pain and humiliation than those incels? Someone cooked here. Let's see. Bro, this made me so effing depressed. Idubbbz is one of the coolest people. Why would she even say that? At least keep it private. Does she not know how to read body language? I can never imagine the girl I love saying that to me. Well, that's because you're one step ahead of the curve. The curve being Idubbbz. That's not really it's not really a hard metric to get over. They say that it's better to admit you walked in through the wrong door than to spend your whole life in the wrong room. And this is something Idubbbz will probably, if he ever does, it'll be too late. One of two things is going to happen. He's going to grow old, I guess, with the Nisa, and in the end, he'll finally realize it. I don't think he'll ever admit it. Or 2, Anissa's going to divorce him first. And we all know what's going to happen first, folks. I mean, come on. The Kino Casino posted, a video talking about, Idubbbz, congratulating him on being lolcow of 2025 and in perpetuity or whatever. It's actually brutal, okay? I say it a lot. I've adopted that language or whatever. I just find them funny. But yeah, it's true, okay? She didn't say, I don't want to have kids. She said, I don't want to have kids with you. Run. He can't, bro. What do you mean run? It's like one of those, Venus flytraps, those plants. She's already got him, bro. The venom is just cooking him from the inside out and eating him. That's actually a good point, though, that you bring up. She didn't say she didn't want to have kids. What kind of child deserves to have a home or be born to parents where the wife is an OnlyFans model? You can make the argumentation all you want. Oh, well, she didn't post nearly as bad of a videos as the top 1%ers in the app or whatever. It doesn't matter. If they actually had kids, they get bullied for the rest of their life. The kid would actually get brutalized. Every day they'd get reminded in school that, hey, your dad was Idubbbz, the cuck. He got owned by everybody online. He tried to own everybody back, and everybody he's fought against, he's failed at. He would be reminded every single day. Mark my words, that woman is going to ruin his life. And she did. She did. I'm not really invested in arguing who was more stupid first, right? Her or him? Look at that face, bro. Oh, Ian, come on. Come on, dude. Men don't value themselves. She will get pregnant with someone else's baby and give it to him. Worse still is he will know and stay because he has no sense of self-worth. Unfortunately, amen. There is no insult in the world that can hurt this man worse than his wife does on a regular basis. While he was a nerdy virgin, he was also a multimillionaire and a legendary genre-specific YouTuber who had his pick of any 4 out of 10 semi-frumpy virgin who'd worship him immediately, indefinitely. Instead, he picks this chick and chooses to be a masochist, suffering endless humiliation. Guys, let me tell you. Relationships are hard, but they can also be easy. This relationship is just beating a dead horse. It is really just beating a dead horse. And we're being televised, this torture, this Al-Qaeda ISIS beheading video, which is just on repeat of Idubbbz getting humiliated over and over and over again. It's actually disheartening. But on the flip side, it's kind of like watching, I think, it really doesn't work, but I'll just say it anyway. It's kind of like if you watched like a show like Dr. Phil or any of those other reality TV shows where you see characters or people or actors or whatever that behave so poorly, you actually start to self-reflect in your life and you start to kind of pinpoint those flaws, those character flaws in you, and you're like, you know what, I am never going to do that again. You know what, I see myself going down this road. I need to get out before I end up like him or like her. In an altruistic, I guess, roundabout way, this guy might indirectly be making the ultimate sacrifice, you know, by showing us who not to be so that we don't have to end up like him. If you look at it through that perspective, I guess he's like a worthy sacrifice. Like, no, he's still not. He's still not, but I mean, if you had to put a positive spin on this, that's what I'm saying, okay? Someone should euthanize him. He's clearly suffering. Damn. And I thought her casually outing his fecal incontinence was bad. Jesus fuck. Bro, genuinely don't understand what can make a man put up with this shit. She must have Grayla? She must have crazy gorilla grip or something. No, bro, no. Sunk cost fallacy. He took a step in the wrong direction and got hate for it, then doubled down over and over. He just multiplied. Every time he made a bad move, he just multiplied in the opposite direction, right? So 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 16, and so on and so forth. And so now every bad decision is just like, it's just magnified to the nth degree because this guy doesn't learn when to stop talking. This guy doesn't learn to shut the fuck up. I mean, so does his wife. She allegedly took his virginity. I'm going to assume he has self-esteem issues, even though he honestly could have had someone decent, if not far better looking at some of his peers. I doubt she even touches him. More often than not, dudes will stick to the girl they have because they know they will have a hard time to find someone else and don't want to be alone again. Because she's low-key all he got. He's not cool socially and not attractive. He looks like a Cletus that recently found matcha and stoicism through TikTok edits, especially with how his wife is simping for Hassan. She zeroed in on him because he used to have money. She's drained him dry already. I can assure you she will be leaving him if she ever gets her claws in another man with money. I mean, here's the thing. What's Idubbbz gonna do when this happens? Idubbbz is the type of person who will never admit to being wrong. So when it does happen, here's what I suspect is gonna happen. He's gonna make a video where he's like, it'll either have something like rage baity, like it'll be some rage bait title like you were wrong about my marriage, or I was right, you were wrong, or something like that. And I'll have him smiling like a fucking asshole. That shit eating grin, you know? And then in the video, he'll probably try to cope with why leaving. Well, first of all, he'll try to spin it as though it was a mutual decision. Like, oh, we both decided it was for the best. And then later in that video, he'll try to cope and explain why it's actually a good thing that she left him. I guarantee you that, bro. I guarantee you that. Mark my words, okay? I think it is a case of an edgy, introverted man getting his first taste of pussy. Kind of like a sunk cost fallacy. He's regretting, but he can't back out after doubling down. That, or he's legitimately a cuck, and being degraded turns him on, but like, keep that shit private. It's impossible. The genie is out of the bottle. You can't do it anymore. Anissa, I don't want to have a kid with you because bullshit reason. Ian, that's interesting. I think about that a lot. He can't be saved. I think about that a lot. Ian, what are you thinking about, dude? What is your self-esteem levels? We need to get you tested. We need to know, how badly do you think of yourself as a dude? That you were like, yeah, you know, it's been a couple of years. We haven't tried. Wonder what's up with this one. Oh, it's me. Oh, okay. She's blaming me now. So I'm the problem, apparently. You know what? She's actually right, though. Like, I am a huge piece of shit, right? Like, why have a kid with me, you know, when you could have it with someone else? Imagine the things she says to him when there isn't a camera present. You don't even need to like modern Idubbbz to realize how shitty I'd feel to hear this from your spouse. You'll notice too that like Idubbbz, he has this concept of like his haters all being incels. So like every single one of them has no experience with women except him. But then when other people who are married make fun of him, they're like, oh, they're creepy and weird for going after me. So everyone else is either creepy, weird, or they're just not experienced, right? I have to ask you, Idubbbz, who is experienced enough to make a comment on you? Like, who would you actually take seriously if someone were to tell you, hey dude, your life sucks, your wife sucks, she wants to suck someone else's dick, and you made a wrong choice? Who would it take? Who would be the one that actually listened to, right? And it would probably be someone more pathetic than him. I think if my wife told me that, I would kill myself on the spot. Based. No, not based. No, please don't. Life is more worth it when you think you have nothing to lose, but then you rise. And that sounds super gay. I just said that, but like, honestly, don't do that. Don't do that. You're too masculine. That's why I don't want to have a kid with you. She was lying when she said that, right? Because like she said that about his chin, right? An allegory, you know, going back to the lore of Idubbbz when he made a video on Leafy, and that was one of the things he focused on was Leafy's lack of a chin. Now this same chin that apparently Idubbbz has more than Leafy is now being used as the reason why she could never bear him a child, you know, do her duty or give the gift of a miracle to Idubbbz. What was it? What was your downfall? What was your Achilles heel? It was apparently your Achilles chin, Idubbbz. I don't know if you knew that. and again, it's a lie because, I mean, hey, if we're only going by aesthetics, and I promise you I'm not gay, okay? I promise. Hassan is more masculine looking than Idubbbz, okay? Was this ever a doubt? Was this ever something that needed to be said? No, I didn't need to tell you that. Of course. So one of his followers needs to go to Idubbbz's chat and say, hey, Anissa, you cited Idubbbz's masculinity in his face or whatever as the reason why you wouldn't have children with him. So do you apply that to Hassan? And watch her spin a web of just gaslighting and a crock of shite just to explain to her why he's the exception. And then Idubbbz, I guarantee you, make a bet right now, he's gonna be like, obviously, he's more masculine, he's better looking than me. And I'm like, bro, stop, please. Please. I just want to see one time. Can there be a clip of one time where Ian actually like defies his wife? He puts the hammer down. Not on her necessarily, like physically, but just like, hey, don't talk to me like that. Hey, show some respect or something. I don't know. Anissa is a bully and Ian is a complete cuck. There's no way you should be letting anyone put you down all the time like she does. At the same time, you shouldn't be simping so badly for a woman who humiliates you. You can clearly see he hasn't had many girlfriends before. I had no idea who these people are, but my God, if this isn't the most pathetic, if this isn't the most public display of an absolute rancid, toxic relationship, then I don't know what is. The fact that she says this with such confidence shows her complete lack of self-awareness and character. Deplorable. I have a feeling like she's been wanting to tell him this before. She's been wanting an excuse to say, hey, so like this probably was on your mind. I know you've been wanting and thinking about kids. You know, I know people make fun of you for not having kids and being a cuck. I just want to let you know I'm confirming everything they said. To be honest, I'm also scared of having kids. I'm scared that my son will inherit my wife's massive tits. Master cheeks. Okay, shut up. No, don't shut up. That was funny. Jesus fucking Christ. How the fuck can you go from being basically the king of the internet to whatever the fuck he is now? He made a video on someone, it would shake the internet. But now we have clips like this. I can't think of a bigger downfall in history.
Is because I'm terrified if we have a girl that she's gonna have all your
the
masculine
ugliest fucking
features.
brow. Isn't that interesting? I think about that a lot.
Yeah, I have never met somebody who has such an eagle face. Like, you have a very strong brow, which is very attractive on men. To be honest, there's a lot of attractive women that have that as well, like Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
But combined with
yeah.
me, I think the combination would be bad.
Okay. I also like this too, and this is a longer clip of it. I like how she's implying that the variable here that would fuck up the baby is not her. It's him. So she has no problems. There couldn't possibly be anything about her blood type. I don't know, all those tattoos she got that would affect the baby or whatever the fuck. There's nothing about her that would cause the baby to be bad or to cause the baby defects. The defects would only come from Ian, which is honestly, that's like a sneak diss. That's like something your opponents, quote unquote, your haters would use on you, Idubbbz, is that you are the one who's defective. And your wife is just telling you that from the outset. It's like, oh no, if the baby looks bad or horrible, by the way, fuck you for saying that. Like, what kind of a woman who must be a mother just says that? Like, whatever. But the fact that you say that, you don't even say it would come from me. And Ian doesn't even entertain that idea because he can't come up with it. In his mind, there is nothing about having a baby from Anissa. Like, it would be her fault if something was wrong with the baby. There's nothing in her that's wrong. Either we're going to see a suicide, murder, suicide, or divorce. If my wife said this shit to me in public, I would walk into the ocean. Fuck. Take away their marriage papers. Thinking about when everyone was calling Idubbbz fans shallow for saying he's making a mistake by going out with an OnlyFans girl. Thinking about how people said that this was his growth and maturity. Yeah, where are you all now? Where are all you retards right now who back then, years ago, were talking this shit, saying, oh, he's growing. Lmao, growing is apparently going bad or going woke. Where are you fuckers now? You're nowhere because you're literally worthless. And with no prospects. No marriage? No marriage? I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. Imagine if she does get pregnant, though. She's going to be talking about having an abortion for Oh, shit. And you know what? I'll just say this right now, because fuck you. Fuck all of you guys. I'll just say this. Fuck. Let me spit. Let me cook. Okay. If this happens, Idubbbz is going to, literally, he's going to backtrack everything he said. Oh, yeah, if you did have a child, it would be ugly. Then she's like, I want to have a baby, though. Okay, we can have a baby. I want to kill it. Never mind. I want to have an abortion. You know what? That's a good idea. I never thought about that before. I've been thinking about that. See, that right there is why Idubbbz, you could never be a father. You could never be a father.